Yes, dear children, let us see now properties of bases. We saw properties of acid, now let us see properties of bases. Now, bases have a bitter taste, they are soapy to touch, all these things you have studied in your earlier classes also. They turn red litmus blue, they turn phenolphthalein pink. If you add a few drops of phenolphthalein into a base, it will turn pink. Strong bases like sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, they are corrosive. They produce a burning sensation if at all it falls on your skin. An aqueous solution of base is a good conductor of electricity, just like acids. An aqueous solution of an acid is also a good conductor, and a base is also a good conductor. And a base reacts with acid to form salt and water. This we have seen, acid plus base will give you salt and water. Now some bases react with certain metals such as zinc and aluminium to form salt and liberate hydrogen gas. Now you will see acids react with almost all the metals except those metals which are less reactive than hydrogen, like copper, silver, gold and all that. Dilute acids, they do not react. But bases do not react with the metals as such, they react only with very few metals, and in that you have zinc and aluminium. It will react with zinc and aluminium. When it reacts with zinc, it gives you sodium zincate with the liberation of hydrogen gas, and with aluminium it forms sodium aluminate with the liberation of hydrogen gas. Now this aluminium and zinc, you cannot expect NaOH reacting with potassium or magnesium or any other metal like that. Is that clear? It will react only with a few metals forming the corresponding salts. Then bases react with non-metallic oxides giving salt and water. Now what are non-metallic oxides? CO2 is a non-metallic oxide, SO2 is a non-metallic oxide, NO2 is a non-metallic oxide, sulfur, nitrogen, carbon, they are all non-metals. Okay, the corresponding oxides are called as non-metallic oxides. So they generally react with non-metallic oxides giving salt and water. Like if you take calcium hydroxide, it will react with carbon dioxide giving you calcium carbonate and water. Same way, when CO2 is passed through an aqueous solution of NaOH, you will get sodium carbonate and water. Is that clear? So they will give the corresponding carbonates when carbon dioxide is passed through. And if bases, if you put them in water, they will produce OH minus ion. Bases produce OH minus ion in aqueous solution. Okay. Like an acid, when it is put in water, then it will produce H plus ion. Bases will produce OH minus ion. And concentration of OH minus per unit volume decreases on dilution, same as that of acid. If you dilute any acid, then the number of H plus ions per unit volume decreases. Same way, the number of OH minus ions per unit volume decreases on dilution. Remember, just like an acid, dilution of a base is also exothermic. Dilution of a base is also exothermic. Dilution of an acid is also exothermic. Now, come to strong bases and weak bases. NaOH and KOH, they are considered very strong. And weak bases, ammonium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, they are all considered as weak bases. Okay. Now, any soluble base is considered as an alkali. Soluble bases are called alkalis. Okay. Now in this, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide come in the top. Now along with that, you can also say magnesium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, they are also alkalis, but the solubility of magnesium hydroxide and calcium hydroxide is not that strong as that of NaOH and KOH. Okay. They are not that much soluble, whereas these two are highly soluble in water, right? So this is about bases. Now let me tell you some common uses of bases. You are bound to know that. Say for example, if you consider sodium hydroxide, it is called as caustic soda. Formula is NaOH. And where is it used? It is used in the manufacture of soaps, artificial fibers like rayon, and in paper industry. Okay, this we have studied under chlor-alkali process also. Now potassium hydroxide is called as caustic potash, and it is also used in the manufacture of soft soaps, and it is also used in storage batteries like nickel iron storage battery, and it is also used for absorbing carbon dioxide. You must have studied in your biology where carbon dioxide absorption में KOH use होता है. Then calcium hydroxide is called as slaked lime, CaOH twice, and it is used in the manufacture of bleaching powder. It is also used in whitewashing and in the testing of carbon dioxide, because when you pass carbon dioxide through slaked lime, it turns milky, is it not? So that is why it is given testing of carbon dioxide gas. Then magnesium hydroxide is also called as milk of lime से ज़्यादा milk of magnesia ले लो. Milk of magnesia, that is MgOH twice. It is used as an antacid to neutralize acid in the stomach. Okay, an antacid. What is an antacid? The substance which is used to neutralize acid in the stomach, to neutralize the effect of acidity. Then ammonium hydroxide, there is no such commercial name for that, it is ammonium hydroxide only, NH4OH, and it is used for removing grease from clothes, and also it is used in dry cleaning and in cleaning window panes. Okay, dry cleaning में काफ़ी use होता है, and removing grease from clothes. Any oily thing, if it is sticking to the surface of clothes, then it can be removed by ammonium hydroxide. Okay. So these are very important points about a base.